Adam, since we're all talking about tech workers, but you actually represent them in many ways, maybe you can speak more directly to whether this assessment is correct. Is it about amenities? And the other thing I'd like you to maybe touch on is, if price were no object, and it wasn't about price differentials in these spaces, where do you imagine these kinds of companies wanting to go, absent the whole economic discussion?
So, first of all, thank you all for having us here, but let's start with the definition. It's a mistake to think tech. Everybody says tech, tech, tech. It's not tech, it's creative. And there isn't a company in the world today that doesn't have technology infused into it. So our membership, everybody thinks we're a big percentage technology. We're actually 21% technology, 30% creatives, but a lot of us would consider these creative small businesses as tech companies, also social media and designers and all sorts of different types of people. I even think a young architectural firm today could be very technology oriented, doing everything three-dimensional and really planning for the future. So so it's important we remember that if we keep thinking tech, we'll be limited. So let's start calling it the creative class. We like to call them the we generation, but it's the creative class, and they're the people that need those answers. To go back to what you're asking, and one more point you said before, you mentioned prices like $20 and $25 a foot. Those do not exist. Not even in Dumbo, not even they just don't. There's nothing in the city less than $40 a foot, unless Bill Rudin is a very close friend of yours and he wants to support New York City and help you out to take a space. But unless that is the case, that does not exist. So you're getting a very big problem with price. And the moves that are happening in Dumbo now, asking rents in new developments in Dumbo are in the high 40s, which is creating that limitation. So these creative companies are getting pushed out a little bit. And one of the reasons that our product works is because we're able to aggregate all these small businesses and give them a solution that doesn't cost them as much. They might be using smaller spaces, but because they're using our spaces, they have access to the amenities. They're able to actually start their businesses. Touching on what you said about, is it amenities, is it the way a space looks? We all love an old building with energy. I think even if people know or don't know, when you walk into a building that has integrity and energy, it just feels better. But one of the points that we're trying to make to the creative sector and to the we generation, we're saying, hey guys, you could find this really cool building and maybe have your 20-person, 30-person company in it, but there's no collaboration. If you are not part of a larger community and there are not other technology and creative companies next to you that you could share information, help each other out with, you're not really going to be able to be as successful as you can. And that's why taking entire areas, that's why what Jay's doing, that's why what Marianne is doing, taking entire areas, focusing them, is really the way to go. And we have the opportunity to make New York City in the next 4 years the entrepreneurship capital of the world. And once we have our new mayor, which is happening very soon, if that's going to be the focus, then it can really happen. And the city is positioned to do that. And it's important to say entrepreneurship, not just technology, because we'll be thinking of too small of a sector. And we're ready to do that.